The little nuances that we were all giving each other on stage, like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here, go there. And it all works out. So, Reba.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Well, so here's the ticket.
Do something.
When you, the main thing to do this craft in general is to have confidence in yourself, in the people that you are standing next to, playing, even when you don't know them. You anticipate everybody's feelings in the thing. Everybody got a ride, except the drummer and the bass player. But making sure that everybody is shining.
Yeah.
So that's what this playing with an ensemble is about. Is not overshining any other one person. So we took it down so low that you could barely hear it, and we got it really big too. This is so important. Dynamics are so important. I mean, if you, especially for a singer, like they instinctually knew, like when I was coming back around to that second verse the second time, to bring it way back down. Which is why on the last verse, I was kind of like, let's go, y'all, let's keep it big. So I could do the big notes on the last verse. But everybody felt that, right? You know, so it's listening and not being afraid to count on the people, because in general, most of us, especially the people that are up here right now, have so much experience that we can go anywhere and play with anybody at any time, because we've done this, right? You know, so it's about practice. Practice makes you confident. Playing with as many people as you can makes you confident, makes you a better player. You learn something every time you sit down with a different group of people, and inspired.
And she hit the nail on the head whenever she said this. We're here to support each other. We're all supporting each other. He's supporting us. He's driving the bus, and we're as good as he is. You know what I mean? Because if I fail him, or if he fails me, or if any of us fail each other, then we're failing the song, and we're failing you. So it's important it's the most important thing to inspire each other on stage and off stage as well, but on stage to respect each other's spots. And like she said, everybody gets to shine if you do your part, and you're as supportive as, you know, this isn't an individual sport, this is a team sport if you want to look at it like that. So everybody has to do their part and make sure that happens. So she gives, you know, like I play with so many different vocalists. Some vocalists I can tell by the way they're going to move what their next move or what the next thing is going to be, and you're always watching that vocalist. If you're going to be backing a vocalist up to see where she's at or he's at or whoever, to know what's going on. Reba's one of these that she just moves you with your voice, so you don't have to really have to. I didn't look for any cues or nothing else. Just listening to you. But some people do cue. You know, some people do give cues, and those are really cool things too. I don't know if y'all saw me when we were going through that last verse, but I looked at these two, and I said, Lee and Heather, and I said, let's take it down. So, you know, on the turnaround, we took it down, and that added a little more to the song. Just kind of opened it up, and it lets you kind of.
Absolutely.
And then boom.
You know, and just the cue on the ending. I mean, all I had to do was this. Everybody knew what that meant. You know, that I was going to stop on the, you know, where the stop was on the end. But these are subtle cues that we all pick up on. And, you know, there's nothing worse than someone who goes on and on and on and is not catching the cue. You know, I mean, that has to be one of the nightmares.
And the other thing on that side of it, now if you're fronting the song, if you're fronting the band and you're not giving cues and you're not paying attention to your musicians, you're about to have a train wreck.
Yeah.
Because you're the one driving, you're the one leading this thing. Now, if you don't know where you're going, trust me, we're just gonna keep plowing through the wall. So you better make sure you know where you want to stop and make sure you kind of get eye contact. And if it's, we didn't have to do that with Reba, so we've all done this for many, not saying, we all get to that point, but I still to this day have to make sure if I'm leading a band and that I've never played with, that I make sure I look around and say, here we go, we're getting ready to come out of this, and boom, you know, that way we don't have a train wreck ending. And sometimes it does wreck, but
Right.
we all.
And beginnings and endings are the trickiest, you know,
Amen.
intros and outros are really the trickiest thing to do, especially if you're just doing like we're doing right now, where there's no rehearsal, you're just getting up and playing. It's starting the song off and ending the song off. So whoever's leading the song, no matter who it is in the band, you know, it's nice to have a little heads up on how we're getting into this thing. Getting out can generally be a little easier, but yeah, like John said, it's a lot of train wrecks that happen on beginnings and endings.
And be strong. Be strong in what you're going to do. Have your conviction. Has anybody got any questions? Let's see.
Yeah, Reba, could you give us some examples? Since this is inside baseball, basically, it's like the magician telling you how the trick is done. Can you give us some examples of cues that a front person would use? Like you just went like this, and
Okay, so generally, a closed fist always means we're stopping, we're ending, we're getting out. Doesn't have to be a closed fist. Just a hand up in the blues is generally watch me, but it could also mean we're just gonna, y'all stop for a second. But we kind of knew we were at the end of the song. But there could be a breakdown in the middle of the song. Another sort of cue is just the nod for lead breaks. Now I called out lead breaks here, but in a big festival situation or something like that, you just literally just maybe walk over toward the person and they know it's fixing to be my lead break. You know, just walking towards people. The same thing on if you're trying to, if you want somebody to sing with you or harmonize with you. You know, just a nod of like when the chorus is fixing to come around, just kind of look at somebody and they're like, oh, this is when I should come in.
Eye contact is a big deal. Eye contact with your musicians are a big deal. This is an intimate setting, and this is you're sharing something with each other. You're sharing yourself with each other. Yeah, go ahead.
From my perspective, when they asked me to join them, it's like, uh-oh. Anybody ever had that one happen before? Uh-oh. Or, you're going to play with the band tonight. When? In like an hour. And then in that hour's time, you go to the bathroom about 5 times or 6 times, you know? But when I was asked to play with the great Reba Russell and these players, and she said, reconsider baby, I knew the song, but I wanted to serve the song. So what I'm playing, I want to enhance the song. And blues is about a story, unless you're playing an instrumental. And sometimes you can communicate it in an instrumental, but generally it tells a story. And what we're doing is, Reba says a phrase, and we respond like, right on. I know you're right. And so we were also taking turns. Reba would say a phrase, and I was looking at John, and I knew that he was going to say right on right after that phrase. So I don't play right on. And then maybe Wyly will say right on after the phrase. Sometimes we all might say right on together. But the call and response and serving the song. The other mistake that I make, and continue to make sometimes, is I have my bag of tricks, stuff I know how to play, and sometimes if I'm nervous or don't know what I'm doing, I might try to crowbar my lick into a song, because that's what I know how to do, right? And I have to be sure that if I'm crowbarring my lick into a song, hopefully it fits. Hopefully it's going to make sense. And sometimes I can do it by just slowing it down a little bit or phrasing it a little bit differently. And whoo, I got that thing I know, because I'm out on a limb here. I'm in front of people, right? And I want to serve the song, and I don't want to mess up. And then finally, I saw the Rolling Stones in Chicago on a tour, and a big stadium at Soldier Field. They started this song. I'm not lying. And Mick Jagger said, "Hold it," and they were 10 bars in. And he stopped the Rolling Stones in front of 50,000 people, and they were in the wrong key, man. and you know, he's like, he can say whatever he wants, you know, hey everybody, it's all part of the show, you know what I mean? But that's another thing. Mistakes happen in the blues, you know, happy accidents, and false starts and false endings. And also you'll notice when you play with people and it's good, everybody kind of breaks out laughing after the song's over. It's like a release of tension, because we want to serve this song. We want to serve what Reba's saying. Did you guys hear it? So long, I hate to see you go, man. Will you reconsider? I mean, the hair on my arm was standing up.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing about the instrumentalist. For a vocalist, if I had called a lead break and nobody played, you know, nobody would do that. You know, they're going to play something, you know, and in between lines, just like he's saying. All that stuff keeps me interested in the song too, because a lot of times I think people don't realize that performers have done something over and over and over again, and they're trying to get it up, you know, 300 shows a year. And after a minute, it's like, I have to sing this song again, you know, no matter how passionate you are. These are the lead breaks, and people who are adding things or answering lines are what keeping the vocalist in it too, you know, making you excited about it. If they're blowing your skirt up, you're not so tired of the song, you know. So everybody kind of has to keep everybody excited throughout the song, and you know, it's really important. Because I mean, there's been many nights when my band has just been dog tired and nobody wanted to get it up, but one person in the band gets it up.
That's right.
So everybody goes with them. You know, if you can just have the one person that's going to just, the bass player, the drummer, keyboard player, whoever, guitar player, gets it up, then it helps everybody. It lifts everybody up. That's how it works. Good question.
So